Good morning, YouTube friends. So here we are on the excuse me. Here we are on the big old Frankenglide again. Headed back to work one more time. We'll do it a few more times than that this week, but that's all right. I've got a 2015 Goldwing waiting for me to finish it up this morning. Yesterday I put a air filter and some LED headlight bulbs in it, and the LED bulbs in the turn signals that go out on the front of the mirrors. But I need to put the little signal stabilizer in it for the turn signals yet. And then it'll be done. And with no tech data for it, I'm not sure where that thing plugs in at. I'm sure it replaces the stock turn signal relay or flasher unit or whatever you want to call it. But I don't know where that is located in the bike. So I'll have to find it today, and then that can go away. And I can move on to the next thing. I'm sure we've got other stuff on the schedule for today as well. But I don't know what that stuff might be. I know later in the week, like Friday, we're supposed to get a rotor and stator in for an electric glide with a dead stator. So hopefully that comes in when it's supposed to. That's probably going to come in Friday afternoon, and I'll wind up spending the day Saturday pulling the primary apart and replacing the stator. That poor guy was traveling on a road trip on his bike, and the stator burned up on him. So no stator, no electricity, no fuel injection, and no ignition system. So it was bad. He was stranded on the side of the road somewhere, and he got a new battery and rode it straight on the battery, and then it died on the road again. So he had it towed to us because we were pretty much the only ones that would work on a bike that old. But he lives 500 miles away in Oregon. He did make it home. But yeah, it'll be nice to get that old bike up and running again. It's a 2001, I think. It's not too different from this bike. And I don't know what else we might have on the schedule. I know there's a Yamaha Warrior with some really wild custom paint and lots of aftermarket chrome that's waiting for some tires. I already did some other stuff on that. The last thing's the tires, and they haven't come in. And I think that's all I got going on at the shop. It'll be good to get that Goldwing out of there. Putting the air filter in it was a 3-hour job yesterday, three and a half. But it's not like it's difficult. It's just you got to pull lots and lots and lots of pieces of plastic off the bike to get to the air filter. It's kind of a ridiculous design. And the good thing about that is that I had a bunch of panels off and was able to access the back of the high beam headlights to put his LED bulbs in, though. I'd like to take a new Goldwing. I owned a Goldwing at one point, but mine was a 1978. It had points. I kept a points file and some sandpaper and feeler gauges and all that stuff with me in the glove box, and I could clean and set the points in that in about 10 minutes by the time I was done with it, because it left me stranded in parking lots many times before I learned how to do that. Let's see, when did I have that bike? I got that bike in 2011. Rode the piss out of it for 2 or 3 years and then bought a Honda Fury. And rode the piss out of that for about 3 years and then traded it in on the vintage, which I subsequently traded in on the Pursuit that you see in most of my videos. And then, as you know, I built the 2 Harleys in my garage. I didn't really build the Sportster in my garage. I just kind of made it live again and put some cool lights on it. There's a lot more I'd like to do with the Sportster, and there's some more stuff I'd like to do with this one too. We'll get there. We gonna go? We're gonna go, but we're gonna go really slow. When I get a chance, I'll stack the tire pile back up properly too. So, like I started to say earlier, I would like to do a road test kind of ride review video on a Honda Goldwing, a newer one, but I'm not going to do it on this one because he's running dark side with a bald rear tire. And a bald front tire. So it wouldn't be fair to do any kind of a ride and talk about this bike, because it's not, you know, it's not in really rideable and safe condition. So if we get a good one and I do a road test on it, then I'll do one on that and talk about it. Because I've never seen a review of a Goldwing where the rider didn't like it and didn't say it was a great bike with lots of power. But it's hard to talk about power and suspension and handling on a bike with, one, a car tire on the back, and two, a bad front tire. So we're not going to do that on this one, because I want my road test ride review to be fair to the bike, and it wouldn't be.